I'm going to be talking about everything that is confusing to you whenever somebody talks about fragrances. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Bella and this is Bella's Perfume Diaries. If this is your first time stumbling on this channel, Perfume Diaries is a series where we talk about perfumes, a sprinkle of beauty and lifestyle. So if this is the kind of content you like, please click that subscribe button and join the family. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in once again. On this episode, we are introducing our new fragheads. Fragrances have now become a huge trend. Start from one bottle to two bottles, the thing keep on increasing.
From one bottle to two bottles, from two bottles, the thing keep on increasing to a chronic level. It become a chronic drunkard.
And then you find yourself with a whole shelf of perfumes. I don't know if you have gotten yourself a proper introduction into the Fragcom. So now, on this episode, we're going to be doing a proper introduction. I'm going to be talking about everything that is confusing to you whenever somebody talks about fragrances, or maybe you are trying to get into the frag community. You just want a summary of everything you need to know about perfumes. This is the video for you. So I'm going to make this video as exciting for you guys as possible. Before you get into this fragrance addiction, you will need to listen to the few tips I have in this video. Now, the first one I'm going to start with is quite simple. Maybe not necessarily everybody knows it. This thing we are talking about is perfume, right? What is perfume? Just like Coco Peps, my sister always says that perfume is nothing but scented water. And I couldn't agree more. I mean, theoretically, that is what it is, but in the real sense, perfumes are oils that have been created from either natural ingredients or synthetic ingredients mixed together with alcohol that evokes your scent memory and keeps you captivated. So now that we know what perfume is, what are the types of perfumes? You would hear things like eau de toilette, eau de cologne, eau de parfum, parfum, extrait de parfum. So these are the types of perfumes that are commonly known in fragrances. So perfume oils are like the highest version of perfumes. This is like perfumes in its raw form. But when you want to create a perfume, you have to mix it with the alcohol concentration. I suck at chemistry, so guys, bear with me. The first one is eau de cologne, which is the lowest concentration. The perfume concentration mixed in this eau de cologne is 2 to 5%. So it's not so much intense. Eau de cologne is common in fragrances like Jo Malone. Most of these fresh fragrances probably created for people that have a reaction to alcohol or allergic to heavy fragrances. Now for the eau de toilette, the perfume oil concentration is increased a little bit more than the eau de cologne. So it's kind of like an advanced version of the eau de cologne. It's more like a hierarchy. The higher the type of perfume, the higher the concentration of perfume oils in it. I hear when people say eau de toilette is used for the toilet. I'm like, make it make sense. Eau de toilette is a perfume concentration, is a type of perfume. It's not like a toilet freshener or something. It's an actual perfume. So get that mentality off your head. Now to the next one, which is mostly common, is the eau de parfum. Now this one is a higher concentration of perfume oil. I would put the percentages for each of them. This is the one that is common, and this is the one that gives an average longevity. So this is the one that people commonly use and brands commonly create. And now the parfum is more superior. It's like a higher version of the oud parfum with a higher perfume oil concentration. So this one carries more punch. These are the fragrances that you see that have great sillage, those kind of bismuth fragrances. The other ones just create a beautiful scent bubble around you. And then the highest concentration, which is the extrait de parfum. So these ones are where the oil concentrations are higher than the alcohol concentration. So this is like the highest concentration. This one can last you for days on your clothes, even though it has that little oil residue when it settles. So you just have to be careful when you spray extrait de parfums, especially on your white clothing or transparent clothing, because they kind of leave like a stain on your outfit. Let me use an example of an extrait de parfum like, Baccarat Rouge 540. If you spray them on your skin, you will notice that the oil concentration on these fragrances are more dominant. So when you spray it, you see that it dries down kind of oily. The extrait de parfum is the one that has more perfume oil concentration. And then the perfume oils, that's the raw perfume oils. This one basically lasts a long time, but I noticed that all perfumes don't project. What projects more is the perfumes. The Udo perfumes, what they do is that they help your fragrance last long. So maybe if you have an Udo toilette or you have an Udo perfume that doesn't last as long, but what you always want to do is to pair it with a perfume oil to improve the longevity of your fragrance. Now that we have talked about the type of perfumes, we are going to move into another one that a lot of people are always confused about: niche perfumes and designer perfumes. Like, what the hell is niche perfume? Like, what the hell is designer perfume? Like, people are confused. Now, let me break it down for you. Niche perfumes are created by niche brands, and the reason why they are called niche brands, okay, let's say somebody says focus on your niche. What does that mean? They are basically saying focus on what you know how to do best, right? So that is why they call these fragrances niche fragrances and these brands niche brands, because this is what they focus on: just fragrances. Niche brands like Zerjoff focus solely on making perfumes. But for designer brands, they branch out into other things like shoes, bags. That's why you call them designer bags, designer shoes, because they create all these things. They create accessories, jewelries. It's more like a differentiation strategy. Obviously, designer fragrances are beautiful and all, but niche brands bring more of the art of perfumery. But designer brands are more focused on satisfying the masses, creating these fragrances, making flankers upon flankers just to, make money. They are more focused on that. But I feel like niche brands are focused more on making you enjoy the reason why you love fragrances. If you are a real frag head, you would enjoy the art put into niche fragrances, because these fragrances are not just, for example, linear. They take you through a journey from the top notes, which I'm going to come into all this notes thing, from the top notes to the mid notes to the base notes. They take you through this journey of experiencing the fragrance. It's like you're going on a journey with this fragrance, and you kind of put yourself in the mind of the perfumer. That's the person that created the fragrance. I love to watch stories on how fragrances are created. I've watched a couple of movies how fragrances are created, some crazy ones. I love to follow the story of how fragrances are created. And that is what niche fragrances provide you, or niche brands provide you with. But designers are just, let's make our money, go our way, get the fame, appeal the masses. And that's why designer fragrances are more common in the industry, because they have literally dominated the industry. But niche are more concerned with bringing out the true lovers of fragrances, them to experience, why do you love this thing? Like, this is why you love this thing, and just enjoy it. Another difference is that niche fragrances focus more on high quality ingredients that are not necessarily made for everyone. So that's why these two brands are created, and they are created for two different people. So whichever one you are, if you just want to smell nice, you just want people to compliment you, go for the designers. But if you want to experience the art of perfumery, not just smell nice, but embody the fragrance that you are wearing, niche perfume is perfect for you. I hope I've been able to differentiate it. Now, let's go into the perfume proper. In this video, you would know the kind of fragrance you gravitate towards by the time I break everything down for you. So I'm going to be talking about the perfume categories. The perfume categories for women include floral, fruity, gourmand, sweet, tropical, soft, while the category for men include oud, fresh, spicy, blue, and aquatic. Now, before we go into the notes of this fragrance, I need you guys to understand something. I know you have heard terms like top notes, middle notes, base notes. Immediately you spray a perfume, what you smell immediately is what we call the top notes. After that top note starts to settle, give it 10 to 15 minutes. That is the middle notes. And then the base note is after like 30 minutes, when the fragrance has settled properly, you start to get the base notes, which is what stays with you throughout the life of the fragrance. Usually, fragrances are not completely different from the top, the mid, and the base. It's hard for you to see fragrances like that. Now, to the main activity of the day, which is what will make you guys know which fragrance family you are under. Now, let's know our notes. So, we'll start with the fragrance family floral. If you see notes like ilang ilang, jasmine, rose, tuberose. This is under the floral family. If you see notes like praline, tonka bean, sugar, is under the sweet notes. And then the fruity fragrance family has notes like pear, orange blossom, raspberry, strawberry. You know your fruits, just know that that fragrance is somewhat fruity. Now, for the tropical fragrance family, if you see notes like coconut, amber, guavas, it is under the tropical fragrance families. Now, to the gourmand, which is every girl's dream, if you see notes like vanilla, tonka bean, praline, milk, like cacao, chocolate, it is under the gourmand fragrance family. Now to the male category, which is the spicy fragrance family. If you see notes like pink pepper, black pepper, cinnamon, just know that this is a spicy fragrance. And then for the fresh fragrance family, if you see notes like bergamot, citrus, those aquatic notes, lime, basil, just know that they are under the fresh fragrance family. And to oud, I'm sure you guys know what oud is and oud smells like. If you see notes like agar wood, sandalwood, oud, leather, just know that this is going to be an woody fragrance. But you know, there are some fragrances that have a mixture of all these notes listed in them. For you to know which fragrance family this particular fragrance is, look for the notes that are kind of similar. So, for example, you see a lot of floral notes in a fragrance, just know it is floral. If you see a lot of fruity notes in a fragrance, just know it is fruity. There are some that are fruity floral or like sweet woody. The notes that are more in the same family is what is more dominant in that fragrance. So now that you know your notes and you know all the terms about perfumes, let's start your dream collection. So apart from the niche and designer, there are other perfume types like the Middle Eastern fragrances, the celebrity fragrances, the inspirations and dupes. Middle Eastern fragrances are obviously fragrances made in the Middle East, like these Dubai made fragrances, Arabian fragrances. And then the inspirations, the dupes are all these brands that create fragrances that smell like designer fragrance or a niche fragrance. We have them a lot. I've created some videos talking about some dupes. And then the celebrity fragrances are created by your favorite celebrity. Some are hits, some are misses. I did a ranking of most celebrity fragrance in my collection. I'll link it below. So I'm going to be recommending fragrances under these fragrance families I have listed for you guys. So I'll be recommending 3 fragrances: designer, niche, and Middle Eastern. Let's start with the first one, which is the floral fragrance family. The perfect niche fragrance I'm going to recommend under this family is Delina by Parfums de Mali. For designer, I'm going to recommend Roses Vanille by Mancera or Flower Bomb by Victor and Rolf. And then for Middle Eastern, I'm going to recommend Junon Rose by Al Haramain. For the sweet fragrance family, for niche fragrance, I'm going to recommend Sweetly Notes from Kerosene. That fragrance is hardly talked about, but it's a beautiful sweet fragrance. And then for designer, I'm going to recommend Illicit from Jimmy Choo. It's not just sweet, but it is very elegant. And then for designer, I am going to recommend Teriac by Latafa. That perfume, you can never go wrong with it if you are a sweet fragrance lover. Now let's go into the fruity fragrance family. For niche, I am going to recommend Hibiscus Mahajad from Mason Crivelli. For designers, I'm going to recommend Angel Nova by Thierry Mugler. It's kind of similar to Hibiscus Mahajad, but this one is a little more playful than Hibiscus Mahajad. And then for designers, Maya by Latafa. These 3 fragrances have the same DNA. So if you are not able to get the niche, you can get the designer or the Middle Eastern version. Now for tropical vacation scents. For niche, I am going to recommend Ilang in Gold. And then for designer, I'm going to recommend Versace Crystal. I absolutely love that scent. It's like a spicy coconut scent. And then for Middle Eastern, I'm going to recommend Taskin Marina from Paris Corner. Absolutely gorgeous fragrances if you love tropical fragrances. Tasking Marina is like a mix of tropical and fruity. It has watermelon. Now to the gourmand. If you're a gourmand lover, you would absolutely love these fragrances. For niche, I am going to recommend Angel Share by Kilian. That's one of my favorite gourmand fragrances ever. And then for designer, I have a lot. But let me just mention 2. I'm going to recommend La Belle Le Parfum by Jean Paul Gaultier. and Angel Muse by Terra Mugla. Beautiful gourmands that you cannot go wrong with. And then for Middle Eastern, I'm going to recommend either Ser by Latafa or Kissa Delicious from Paris Corner. Now, to the spicy fragrance family, for the niche, I would recommend Portrait of a Lady from Frederic Malle. That's a beautiful spicy rose scent that smells very elegant, very classy. For the designer, I'm going to recommend Tully de Hermes. Then for the Middle Eastern fragrance, I'm going to recommend Rifakat from Paris Corner. That one is very spicy with the pink pepper, even though it has a little bit of animalic oud to it, but it balances it up with a little bit of vanilla. So for the oud fragrance lovers, for the niche, I'm going to recommend Oud Satin Mode from MFK or How Fetty by Penhaligon. You would not go wrong with them. Even if you're not an oud lover, you would love these fragrances. I personally don't like oud, but I love these fragrances. I would also recommend like an intense oud fragrance would be Amouage Interlude. And then for designers, I would recommend Oud Bouquet from Lancome. That's a perfect beginner friendly oud fragrance, more like a sweet oud scent. And then for Middle Eastern fragrance, I'm going to recommend Frank Olivier Oud Touch. That fragrance was my signature fragrance a very long time ago, and I know how that fragrance turned heads. Like, people smell me before seeing me. That's how strong it was, and I was obsessed with it. So if you love the note of oud and you want that oomph, you want that presence, that beast mode oud fragrance, Oud Touch by Frank Oliver is perfect. Or you can try Oud Mood by Latafa. That's like similar to the Oud Bouquet by Lancome. Any of these oud fragrances would be perfect for you. And now to the fresh fragrance family. For most of you that love your freshies, the niche category I'm going to recommend Creed Silver Mountain. That fragrance is the king of fresh fragrances. Like, I don't think anybody will smell that fragrance and not love it. And then for designers, I'm going to recommend Flora Botanica or Light Blue by Dolce and Gabbana. It's very captivating, it's very unique, and you guys know I love unique fragrances, so I would highly recommend this one. And then for the Middle Eastern category, I would recommend Kaid Al Fosan by Latafa. That's a beautiful, creamy pineapple scent, fresh, sexy, beautiful, absolutely stunning. If you're a fresh fragrance lover, you cannot go wrong with any of these fragrances. Now, finally, I decided to throw in this one for people that are allergic to fragrances, that don't like, intensely strong fragrances. This is the soft fragrance family category. For the niche, I'm going to recommend Balda Freak by Byredo. You cannot go wrong with that scent. It's just elegant, soft, pretty. I would also recommend Princess by Kilian. That one is very fluffy with green tea, with marshmallows. And then for designers, I'm going to recommend Glossier You. That perfume is just the perfect musky, pretty floral scent, just a perfect soft scent if you don't want to do too much. Another designer I'll recommend if you are not able to find Glossier You is White Tea by Elizabeth Arden. That one too is a very beautiful white tea scent, very soft, very fluffy, very enveloping. It will captivate people. And then for the Middle Eastern category, I'll recommend Utonka from Swiss Arabian. The perfect, soft, fluffy, pretty girl scent, slightly clean with a little bit of cherry. It does not have oud. Ignore that oud that is listed in that fragrance. It has a little bit of tonka, it has almonds. It's such a beautiful, soft scent if you're looking for a soft fragrance as a soft girl that you are. So those are the fragrance categories that I would currently recommend. If you have more, let me know in the comment section. Before we go, I would like to emphasize the importance of a body care routine. Now, let's get into our body care routine. Before we go into our full body care routine, I would like to differentiate body sprays, deodorants, and body mist. Deodorants are strictly for your pits, for your armpits, because you sweat a lot on your armpits, and deodorants are made differently where they can absorb your sweat. Body mist are for the body, not for the clothes. So you spray it once you step out of your shower. So now let's go into the body routine. First of all, before you step into the shower, make sure you're using a scented body wash, not necessarily heavily scented, but let it not scent bad. Either they are scentless or they are a little perfumey. I would always advise you go with the ones that are perfumey. You can decide to match scents or layer scents. Be intentional about your body care routine. where you pick scents that either go together, maybe your scrub and your lotion smell similar or smell the same. So it kind of locks in that scent profile that you want to create when you step out of the shower. So you start with the scrub, you scrub your skin, and then you apply the body wash, wash your face and all that. Just take care of yourself in the shower. And then when you step out the shower, you apply your body moisturizer, still scented or not scented, but let it not scent bad. And then you apply your lotion, you apply your body oil, you apply your body mist. And now, think about applying your perfume oil, all that on top of proper body routine that you have created. More like a foundation, like you're setting the foundation for your perfume to thrive on. Because if you don't set the foundation, your perfume would be doing all the work and it would be a lot of work for them. So you have to take care of your body first before you can now think of perfume or anything like that. So that is the full body routine. On this channel, I've talked about body mist that smells like perfume. So you can look through and find a perfume that you would like to buy, get a matching care body essentials, be smelling good from your insides out. Don't just jump into Fragcom, Fraghead without knowing these things because they are very important. Some people feel like, oh, the best way to eradicate body odor is by buying more perfumes. And I've seen some funny comments where people say when you see somebody that has a large collection, you just automatically assume that the person has body odor. You guys should stop that nonsense attitude in 2024. People are just addicted to what they're addicted to. Some people are collectors. Some people just like to explore different fragrances. That doesn't mean they have body odor. You that doesn't even use any perfume, you are the one that has body odor. But anyway, this is just a way to welcome you guys into the frag community. Don't get overwhelmed with buying perfumes. I would not advise you to blind buy fragrances. Always sample your fragrance, go into the store, smell it. Second thing I would want to recommend is that you need to overspray your perfumes. When you are coming into this Fragcom, we don't do 2 sprays over here. Minimum of 10 sprays, that's what you need for your perfume, especially if you're going out. It's only if you are staying in your house that you can do like 3 to 5 sprays. If you want your perfume to carry you the whole day, you need to overspray. I don't want you to be doing anything less than 10 sprays, especially if it's not like a choking beast mode scent. I'm not saying you should go and do 10 sprays of oud, though, very strong oud that will choke somebody. But if you want your fragrance to enter the room before you need to spray that shit on. Buy fragrances that you absolutely love. Try fragrances, even though this hobby is very expensive. So you have to take your time, sample before you buy, and you would not have any issues at all. So welcome to Fragcom. Now take a sip. So that's my quick video and introduction to fragrances for my new fragrance addicts. Welcome guys, and I hope you make the best out of this community that you have found yourself in. Are you a new frag head? Are you still considering trying to come into the fragrance community? Let me know in the comment section so we'll do a proper welcome for you. Do you have any friend that just joined the fragrance community? Tag them below. Share this video with them. You're an oldie frag head. Encourage your newbies in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Drop your scent of the day in the comment section. I would love to connect with you in the comment section. Thank you guys for tuning to Bella's Perfume Diaries. I'll be seeing you on my next episode. Bye.